Today we are going to look at 7 games that are free on Steam and not cause they are on sale and that are actually really good. They're sorted by playing length, so let's begin with the shortest, and that is Samorost Part 1. You don't need any language to understand this point-and-click game by the developer that brought us the really great adventure Machinarium. It's one of their first games, but it already has nice graphics, weird elements, and a joyful puzzle design. A little gnome has to save his home asteroid, space island kind of thing by manipulating the course of another one, so that they do not crash. The overall playing time is about 15 minutes, and this makes this game the shortest on the list. But concerning point and click, I think it's actually the best. Tukoni Prologue. Tukoni reminds of an older kind of kids' TV animated series based on the graphic style. It's a short game you can play within, let's say, 30 minutes. The animal character, I don't know which animal it is, has to get out and cross the country. That's somehow the very, very basic story. Despite the prologue title, there is no game to be found, or it stands as a prologue for, so let's take it for the short adventure game that it is, with simple tasks that will be solvable for everyone without a walkthrough, and that has sweet characters and a little bit sudden ending.
Milo, meet
Milo and the Christmas Gift. This cute little point-and-click adventure is free to play and perfect for about 30 minutes of gameplay, with even 1 or 2 harder puzzles, mostly involving counting. The story of a cat looking for the rabbit of his family is Christmas appropriate, so nothing harsh, and a happy ending is guaranteed. Though it may be too hard for a kid's game at some instances. Despite this, it is the best way to advertise the game Milo and the Magpies that deals with the same characters. One Troll Army. This tower defense-like real-time strategy game is set in, how else can it be, medieval fantasy times. And this time you are a troll helping your folks to build up their fortress, including towers, barracks, and else. And as well support them in fighting with your troll by punching down the enemy forces in multiple ways. There are 3 big missions, always extending your fortress or the resources you can harvest. You can level up your troll, your attacks, and have to face stronger enemies, and there is a survival and endless mode as well. Without that, and as a beginner, you will get out at least 4 hours only by playing the missions. Hexceed. In this classical puzzle game that reminds of Minesweeper and Hexceed, you have to solve puzzles by figuring out where there are, well, let's say mines, by using hints that fields nearby give you. Hexceed offers you a ton of puzzles and some new methods, comfort functions, and since the numbers that are used are limited to 3, if you know such games, you know what I mean, it is most of the times a joyful casual puzzler that you can play anytime in between. After you finish the first huge 3 levels with about 400 missions, you can play more by buying season passes or single events. But if you don't want that, you already had 10 or 15 plus hours of playtime for free. Prime World Defenders Part 2. This free-to-play game offers not only a lot of tower defense action, a nice overall map with a lot of possibilities, but also is the one of all games here that is heading for classical pay-to-win, go on, expand, whatever strategies. You can play it without problems. up to a certain point, and then it gets very repetitive if you don't invest money, because everything takes very long. It is still fun then, but you will not see the final steps very soon, although you can go on and still expand it. The first part is a normal priced tower defense game, and that is what I prefer. Still, even without dropping any money in Prime World Defenders 2, you can have an enormous playing time without feeling bored, let's say 20 hours and plus.
He wins! Lay on!
Age of Empires 3. Yes, Age 3 is free to play on Steam. So, if you have not tried it before, this is the time. And of course, it offers you plenty of things to do, since this is an A-budget real-time strategy title, and therefore the playing time you can get out of this one is massive. Especially when you like to play with others or like the skirmish mode. Even if it's not the best part in the Age series, it's still fun to play, and just playing the campaigns will give you a lot of RTS action, some new tactics and ideas, and since the concept is that of a classical RTS game, it offers the most replay value of all the games here listed. Easily over 20 hours as well. Since I already own the game on Steam and on disc, I played not only the original, that's what you will see here, and cannot say if the trial play for free version on Steam has any limitations. Please comment if you got infos about that, or which ones of those games you liked most.
Become a picture. Schau.